In grotto forlorn, Sir Meridian lies still. A connection to all things is bestowed. Knights hunt for the hounds across field and hill, but within a dove, canine hunger doth grow.
Ooh.
Welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line, everybody. This is the most criminally underwashed actual play series on the internet. Welcome to episode 9 of our Mythic Bastionland Adamant Expanse campaign. My name is John. I'm the referee for the evening, and going around the horn tonight, we have a full house.
Hello, I am Mike, and I'm playing Sir Malachi, the Bloody Knight.
I'm David, and I'm playing Sir Meridian, the Everyman's Knight.
It's not a knight. I'm Matt. I play Sir Brunor, the Iron Knight.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ted, and I play Sir Aurelius, the Dove Knight.
Okay, cool. So we got a full house. Orders of business, of course. First thing that is incumbent upon all of our watchers and listeners is to like and subscribe on YouTube, to hit that bell icon to get notifications every time we publish new material. And of course, to leave us a rating on your podcatcher of choice. Maybe leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts. Hopefully positive would be amazing. And to spread the word would be fantastic. We got a couple extra bucks. We do have a Patreon. And if you join any paid tier, to be perfectly clear, you get access to our complete and full ongoing Return to Dolmenwood campaign, which is on episode 20. I think we finished episode 23 as of the taping of this episode.
Yeah.
So it's ongoing. And you got a lot of other fun bennies as well. So please do that. If you got a few extra bucks, would be amazing. And don't forget, too, that we just recently published our first adventure scenario by the one and only Ted Hunter, which you see down in your lower left-hand corner on your screen there. It's called The Tomb of Armin Squagula, and it's pretty amazing. Beginning adventure for OSE. It's available on all three major RPG PDF distribution platforms. That would be DriveThruRPG, itch.io, and RPG Trader. There are links down below. And of course, thank you to David, who is in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, for all of the artwork, animation, layout, design, and lovely art that you see before you if you're watching the YouTube version, which you really should. Links to his portfolio and socials are down below as well. So give him a follow. All right. All that out of the way, let's dive back into the Adamant Expanse and Mythic Bastionland. So last time we met our intrepid heroes, they had followed a natural tunnel deep beneath Croylehenge, beneath Lake Arnile, and discovered the grotto known as the Indigo Vale, which their new squire, the elderly Sparenot, was seeking prior to them rescuing him from some tomb robbers. And just lo and behold, it just happened to be Sparenot's new lord. The Sir Meridian was chosen to be the person that would gain the benefits of said grotto. He laid out in the open waters, not open, actually, very much enclosed, and he received a vision. And that vision was of the worm in all of its grand majesty as the land itself, and he was granted a knowledge of the interconnectedness of all things, specifically the members of his own company. And after he woke from that vision, a weird velvet moth that's wings do not flap, lit upon his shoulder. It's kind of yet to figure out exactly what the meaning of that is, but it's still there. You, meanwhile, found you had found the torn up remains of Sir Darrigan, who was the sidereal guard knight that was charged with guarding Croylehenge, and that is the reason why you went to Croylehenge, was to discover what had happened to him. Likely the victim of the newly reawakened hounds. You returned those remains to Fieldwind Mews, because he is a member, a second son of House Hippotrophius, which are the family that owns Fieldwind Mews. Sir Brunor, Sir Malachi, and Sir Meridian talked to the kennel master at the Fieldwind Mews named Burberry, and learned some theories and fables and legends about the hounds themselves from them. You learned about the rift between the servant staff of Fieldwind Mews and then the actual blooded members of House Hippotrophius, and that the lower staff was much more angered about the desecration of the Croylehenge than House Hippotrophius was, and you were able to organize a small party of manor staff to travel to Croylehenge with the intent of helping to repair the site. And then, meanwhile, Sir Aurelius had gone to guard Croylehenge because he took the fact that it was never left unguarded very seriously, and he decided to guard it. But as he slept, it appears that he was possessed by something called the Hound within, and he awoke and found himself unable to speak while the night reigned, and around him were arrayed some small little forest creatures that were looking at him keenly, which was rather weird, and it caused Sir Aurelius to start slavering with weird hunger. So I believe that's where we left it. So you guys had the other three who were back at Fieldwind Mews. You had that band of workers ready to go, but I don't think we had determined. At least I don't remember if you had to determine like what time of day or when you wanted to do that, when you wanted to go out. It is harvest. We had started the gold season, the month of bales, and I guess a couple logistic things. Mike, you are the night marshal. And I need updates on virtues because I know a bunch of people took damage, so I need to throw some crows around. So tell me who's got what.
And one point of clarification, John, I think you said this, but my kid was bringing his laundry down. I had journeyed ahead of them to go meet at the Croylehenge.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, like I think I was in an advanced party kind of thing. So I think I had just arrived right when you were describing the descent into bestial nature or whatever it was.
You almost went bestiality. I know.
I'm not.
You're always it's all right there.
There are multiple
virtues?
meanings for that word. It's okay.
I'll go first. My virtues are my vigor is 10 out of 11, clarity is 3 out of 3, and spirit is 14 out of 14.
Okay,
I'll go next.
Okay. My vigor is 11. It's fine. My clarity is 4, but that's normal. My spirit is 0 out of 8.
Yeah, I just need to know like the zeros.
Yeah, it's my spirit.
Okay.
I am. I'm not feeling myself, John.
All right. Ted gets a crow.
Aw.
Matt.
David.
I have 0 vigor, so I also get a crow.
Okay, you get a crow.
Okay. Well, this might change based on my next question, but currently I show a vigor of 3 out of 5, and I have spirit loss. I'm at 10 out of 14.
Nothing is 0 though, right?
Nothing's at 0. My question, however, is because you had asked about timing, and one of the things that we had lightly touched last week is that our plan was to continue our rest during the day, at least Sir Meridian and I, so that we were going to sneak out with the warband / workforce to go to Croylehenge at night. So we were spending we spent that night there and then the full day so that our vigor should be restored by the time we leave in the evening to go join up with these guys.
Okay. So those of you with spirit 0, your attacks are impaired. So all attacks you can only use a D4. That's the penalty for spirit 0. In order to recover spirit, you need, like all virtues, there's 3 ways to do it. You can consume a specific type of remedy. For spirit, it's a sacrament. You can also indulge your individual passion, and we can skip to a new season. Always a good reason to skip time if you want to get a nice healing boost.
I have a question about the sacrament then, John. It's something you actually have to eat, or is it an act of sacrifice, or a sacred act of something like that?
It could be a bunch of those. So it's actually on page 12. It's the arms and goods page in the lower right corner.
I don't have the book.
Okay. So it's props for a ritual or performance. Okay. So it can be a lot of different things.
Okay.
So if they're going to be waiting a day at Fieldwind Mews before heading out with the staff, is there anything that Sir Malachi and Sir Aurelius would like to do during the day at Croylehenge?
Well, let me ask you this: when I show up, is there anything like? Are you in crisis?
I want to eat a hedgehog, but who doesn't? I don't know that I'm in crisis necessarily. Although now that you're here, I could sleep properly, perhaps. But what I was thinking is maybe together, and I don't know if this would count as a sacrament, John, but if we could, sweep out the crypt and sort of put it to rights and pray and try and get the crypt kind of reconsecrated. I don't know if that would count as a sacrament, or if we need a holy person here to do that, or that sort of thing. But
I think if you can manage to do your stated goal of repairing Croylehenge, that would definitely count as a sacrament. Like reconsecrating it as in its original form.
It's pretty late though, right? By the time I get there. So is it something where we should probably sleep the night and then start first thing in the morning?
It's the morning now.
It is the morning. You traveled at night while I was lying in the dark wanting to eat the animals, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe you need to sleep first. I don't know.
I know there's a penalty if you go 2 phases without.
I don't remember the timing, so just start fresh. It's fine.
Well, here's what I was thinking, John, let's just say for us, me and Mike, we'll just hand wave the day because we're here to guard it, and we'll sleep and rest and, take care of our armor and horses and swords and things like that, and wait for the warband to come.
Okay.
How does that sound, Mike?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So the day itself is a unseasonably warm day. Kind of reminds me of the high days of spring, but quite a humid and sticky day. And then night falls and cools things off a tad. So Burberry, we'll call Burberry sort of like the leader of the staff party that's kind of going, although he doesn't really have any authority amongst them. They all look to you, but if you want to talk to somebody as like the group, you would probably be talking to Burberry. And he has come up with sort of a loose plan to get everyone out under cover of night with the least amount of people, picking up on the fact that a huge chunk of the staff is leaving overnight. But it obviously involves leaving in like the witching hour, like not when, when all the members of the household are likely abed.
Sure. John, during that time or during the travel period, I want to, Brunor would ask him to teach him kind of standard dog whistles. Like, as a kennel master, there are going to be like, commands, right? And calls. And I'm assuming that there would be one at least to like, a loud whistle to call the dogs in when they are afield. So with something like that, he would ask to like learn, or at least be taught that kind of skill.
Sure. He said like, as you're traveling, he's like, I'd be happy to, but if you're planning on using those against the capital H hounds, I wouldn't count on that working too well.
It's a way to try to cause them. Who knows, right? Maybe there is still something left in them of their original intent. No, I shall see.
Always good of you knights to keep hope alive.
Subtext, but don't bother.
Yeah, there are no bad ideas, but this is apparently one of them. Okay.
Okay. So you are moving from Fieldwind Mews to Croylehenge. I'm just picking over to Miro so people can see. And you're on your steed, but you're going slow enough to allow all these people to move with you, I assume, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not going to be a jerk.
Okay.
See you guys there. Bye-bye.
Okay. So the issue here, who's going? It's Meridian and Brunor?
Brunor, yeah. With the war band or henge band, however you want to call it.
Okay, so we have a problem. Because traveling at night, you lose D6 spirit each. Meridian doesn't have any spirit to lose.
I do have spirit. I was confused. I have 0 vigor. I have full spirit.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The vigor would have been restored during the day.
The vigor got restored during the day. Yes. So now I'm right as rain.
Okay.
So each of you roll a D6. You're going to lose that much spirit.
Okie doke. I rolled a 3.
I rolled a 3 as well.
So my spirit's down to 7.
The band also loses spirit.
Oh.
So they are down to 4 spirit.
All right.
Would it help if you guys sing "Hi Ho" or something like that as you march in the night?
Of course.
You brought along plenty of whiskey to be sipping at as you march. That's always good for my spirit. I know.
Yeah, all right.
Of course.
Drunken dwarven songs. What you can't do better than that.
Okay, so
I only
go ahead.
I was going to say I only know down to Goblin Town. That it wasn't important.
Wrong song.
So you on the journey, you see that the staff members have brought like a cart and a lot of packs on people's backs that have a whole number of tools, a lot of like masonry and digging tools with them. And the appropriate people who know how to handle those things are also with you. And
Excellent.
they're tired, but they're also excited. So they're sort of running on adrenaline. It's we'll call like the spirit loss, sort of when they realize how exhausted they are when they finally arrive at Croylehenge. And it sort of starts to wear off. And there's a lot of anger in the group when they see the state that Croylehenge is in. And they're further flummoxed by when they realize that like when you tell them about like the tomb robbers, if you do, they're of course offended by that. But the only reason the tomb robbers were able to get in is because the door was cracked to begin with. So when they realized that this was the cause of an earthquake, and they too were, obviously aware when the gates of dawn trembled. There's a lot of superstitious whispers that start to spread around amongst them, like, our doom is foretold and things like that. Like if the gates of dawn are starting to wake up and they've actually managed to penetrate the wards around Croylehenge, the Temple Knight's tomb, the Temple Knight being the knight that is supposed to be able to protect sites, and the gates of dawn penetrated it. They're very they don't like it at all, and they want to definitely get to work as soon as possible. Do you want to allow them to start work here in the middle of the night, or would you rather everyone in camp and take it fresh in the morning?
I think the question is, as night falls this second night, do I start going Hound-like again? Or like when they arrive, am I running around naked howling at the moon or anything like that?
No, you're not. What happens is during the day, when the day broke, and Sir Malachi was joining you, I don't know how much you relayed to him about what your experience was over the night, but you find that you're able to talk to him, no problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But as the sun sort of sets in the west, and this wait, hours before the people show up, you're making a meal, let's say, with Sir Malachi, and you're just idly chit-chatting about things. And Sir Malachi, you notice that Sir Aurelius's ability to form words correctly and in the right order starts to dwindle as the evening lengthens. Sir Aurelius, you don't really notice this at first until you kind of pick up on Sir Malachi giving you like the side eye every once in a while and asking you to repeat yourself. But then as the sun sort of winks out, finally, and night fully descends and the stars pop out in the sky, there's been a moment of quiet peace, a pleasant peace that you guys are just kind of poking the fire a little bit with. And then you have like a story that you like to relate. Then you open your mouth to speak it and nothing comes out.
Not even a growl or a howl or anything?
Nothing, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just, I think Aurelius would be sort of ashamed and embarrassed about this whole thing. So he hasn't said anything to Malachi about it. So he probably would just roll over and, pull his cloak over himself and just turn away from the fire and turn away from Malachi and just, worry about what's happening to him in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
John, do I notice this as well? Do I notice him kind of go through this?
I would assume so, yeah. Assuming he's right there.
like the actual, like where he tries to speak and then literally can't speak at all.
I'd leave that up to Ted. I don't know, Ted. Like you would know that you couldn't do it and you could try to hide it if you wanted to.
Well, he's not Sir Malachi the Oblivious Knight. I think he's going to catch on. I'm going to obviously be acting weird. Yeah.
Okay. So while he's sleeping, then John, I'm going to basically keep a vigil over him, right? And also, I'm going to position myself just a little bit down the road so that I can meet the rest of the warband when it comes up the road before they meet, before they get to the destination.
Okay. Right. Okay. So they arrive, but it's like late. Like you're very tired, so Malachi. But you see,
I want to meet them. I want to meet Aurelius and Bruno are on the road, and just in a whispered conversation, explain to them what's going on.
Okay.
Meridian and Bruno.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that happens. You're filled in. Everyone kind of comes, and as I explained, they're taken aback by the state of Croylehenge. Did you say that you wanted to start fresh in the morning in camp now, or do you want to get them? Do you want to let them start working?
I think we should encourage them to rest so that they can, start fresh on this in the morning. We're already, here to watch over them as they rest, so that it's important work. We don't want anybody to get hurt while they're working tired in the dark. That would be
Gotcha.
That
okay.
would be dangerous.
So it takes some time for everyone to sort of set up their rudimentary camp. It's not like anyone's going to get any decent amount of shut eye, but they'll be a little bit more rested than they are now. And everyone's sort of, they're tired, but they're also excited and blah, blah, blah. So they start to do that. While this is happening, this is around, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning sort of thing, like really, really late. You hear one of the staff members who's off on the side, like outside the ring of the stones. Who knows what they were doing, like maybe peeing or something like that. They shout out an alarm. And they said, "I found remains over here on the northeast side."
Oh no!
We rush to check that out.
Likewise, yes.
Remains of what?
Who go? Who goes?
I am going. I'm rushing over. Yes.
Well, 3 of us. Okay.
Okay.
I'll wake up and I'll just silently follow along behind them, all wrapped up in my cloak.
Okay. So Aurelius, as you follow behind the group as in a more slow pace as everyone else sort of rushes to see what it is, you, however, even though you're the furthest behind, are the first to pick up a strong scent of blood and relatively fresh meat, and it causes your mouth to fill with saliva. Okay. And you see the waving arm of the staff member. He's like, here, look. And as you approach, you are only followed by a few camp members who are there as well, but there are a few there. There is the obvious remains of a deer on the ground, torn, belly ripped open, innards taken,
right,
and pretty gruesome. And it's like over, like, so remember the Croylehenge is sort of on a hillock. So it's over the edge of the hillock on the other side, on the northeast side, very far away from the path that you would take to approach. It would be very easy to miss, for one thing.
Partly consumed, very consumed.
Very consumed.
Killed for sport.
It's it's enough that there's enough still there that you could obviously tell it's a deer, like you can see the head and the antlers. But almost all of the good meat has been taken, and not in a well butchered way, put it that way.
And so it looks as if it was done by an animal, not like a person with knives.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will. I'm gonna grab Malachi by the shoulder and just give him an intense animal stare right in his eyes, and then wander off.
Okay.
I don't think this is a good time for you to be hitting on me, Ted.
Yeah, I was going to say, stop flirting over there.
Yeah, do you give one of these? Are there any tracks around this, John? If we hold our lamplight down to the ground, look, do there seem to be any tracks of a big wolf or dog or anything?
Not that you see. Besides the lack of tracks, which is kind of weird, everything else seems pretty natural. But as you kind of bend down and everyone sort of kind of takes a good look at it, the three of you guys, I need all of you, except for Ted, to make me a clarity save.
Okay.
That's not going to be awesome for me. Matt, you want to go first?
I do want to go first so badly, and I make it. That's a 4 under 14.
Okay.
David?
I got a 10 under 15.
I got a 17 and my clarity is a 3.
Okay. Mike, roll me
You are the oblivious knight.
right. Roll me 2d6 and tell me the results separately.
Okay. I got a 5 and a 6. Sure, that's fine.
This is killed by looking at a dead deer.
Okay. So Meridian and Sir Bruno, as you're kind of investigating, like talking quietly about like weird, strange, there's no tracks. And that matches up with, the lack of them that we've seen in these other instances and with Sir Darrigan and blah, blah, blah. You see that Sir Malachi is not joining in your conversation. Instead, he seems to have dropped to all fours and is pawing at the ground and the remains of the deer around it and sniffing, has his nose buried into its open belly wound and is sniffing deeply. And there is visible drool coming out of his mouth.
John, I am going to immediately, things are strange, right? We have lamplight. What I'd like to do, cue the scene in Predator, I suppose, is look into the darkness in all directions and see if there's any light reflected in eyes that could be watching us. I'm just paranoid at this point, essentially. Sounds like they might not be corporeal, but do I see anything that could be observing this or any sort of sense of a looming presence that might reflect back at us?
Perhaps. Give me 1 second. I'm just reading a thing here. Let's see.
All right. And after that, I'm going to do something else, but I'm just priming for that. So
I'll jump in after you do that one, and we can tag team.
So the it's kind of cool that you mentioned that, David, because this would be something that normally only those infected with the Hound within would be able to detect naturally. So Sir Malachi and Sir Aurelius, you sense this presence in a different way that Sir Meridian does. Sir Meridian does it through normal human means. He just sort of he's like, I don't like the look of this. And he starts to look around. He's looking specifically for eyes out in the darkness. What's weird, Sir Meridian, is that's exactly what you see.
Yeah, I bet. How many pairs of eyes?
Now, you see that stalking, and it's dark, right? It's the dead of night, right? And so it's like the shadow of a shadow sort of thing, right? Stalking out of any man-made light source, like beyond that, like well beyond that, it's obviously attempting to remain hidden or afraid of the fire or whatever, is you see two red eyes just stalking the perimeter of the Ring of Stones from a great distance. Okay. Now, Sir Malachi and Sir Aurelius, you smell a kindred spirit out there, and you can pinpoint it exactly. And when you look as well, you see the same thing. Your vision is not enhanced, and to your fellow companions, Sir Malachi and Sir Aurelius' eyes don't look red either, right? None of that. But their ears do prick up, and you can see that they visibly sniff the air. And then when you look around, you see the eyes as well. Right. So Bruno, we'll just say that you're busy investigating the.
Well, yeah, I'm focused on the bloody night. I mean, I know it is your kind of your thing, but Sir Malachi, and I pat him on the shoulder, please. I mean, we need to set a good example for the there are people here who follow us.
I snarl at him, John, and I snap at his hand when he pats me on the shoulder, and then I look at the eyes in the forest, and I howl.
Okay, you don't have to do that. You can actually speak.
I want to do that.
Okay. All right.
He gets to speak.
He can speak.
Man.
Yeah, Sir Aurelius cannot speak.
Okay.
I would like to do something as well, but is there a result to this howling, John? I don't want to intercede on that.
The eyes wink out of existence.
Okay. I'm going to
also, sorry, before you start.
Please.
The one of the knights of the realm, snarling and howling, causes the staff to freak out.
Yeah.
This is understandable. I was trying to set a good example, but
They're going to make a spirit save.
Awesome. I finally get to play werewolf.
this is not a curse for him at all. This is the rest of the campaign for Mike.
They passed it. They rolled a 4, which is just their spirit. So I can't actually believe they made that. But they are visibly shaken, and they all back away from Sir Malachi, and they start making warding gestures and all that sort of things. And they look to the other 3 of you with fear and hope that you have an answer for them, like an explanation for what's going on, because they're about to make you guilty by association, basically.
I want to do something after Ted does his thing.
Well, hold on. David said he was going to do something.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I might freak him out more with what I was going to do. I'm not going to do it in a very loud way. I think this is probably folly, but why not push the button? I'm going to take the blue glass collar, right? I'm going to kind of step away from the group into the shadows. It's okay. I'm going to clamp it on my neck in an attempt to ward off any transformation that could happen to me.
Okay, that's that same sense of loss of agency.
Yeah,
it doesn't overwhelm you. Remember how I said it was just sort of a vague feeling of entrapment. Kind of over. You can sense that in the back of your mind, but it doesn't prevent you from doing anything.
Sure, I'm just doing it as a cautionary sort of totem. Sort of.
I just want to convey that it's a very unpleasant feeling whenever you put it on.
I totally hear you. Yeah.
One of you guys should try and clap that thing onto me and see if that
possibly.
That was what I was doing. Anyway, Ted.
Well, to distract the I haven't lost my faculties, right, John? I just sort of want to eat things, right?
No, you've not lost your faculties. You're fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are not werewolfing out, by the way.
Yeah.
No hair is growing or anything like that, right? Yeah.
Damn it.
So in order to distract the warband from the behavior of the Bloody Knight, I'll grab a couple of them and kind of drag them up to the henge, to the altar or whatever was in there. I can't remember exactly how it was laid out, but and push them to their knees, and I'll get down on my knees and draw my sword, and we'll pray and try and just focus on the henge and the temple knight, and so they won't think that we're all crazy knights, right? That at least one of us is like paying attention to the Croylehenge and their reverence for it and so on. Hopefully that will diffuse their mistrust.
Yes. Well, then follow the Dove Knight. Lead us in prayer, Sir Aurelius.
I will just raise my hands up and the sword, and I'll just lay it down in front of me, and I'll kneel and I'll pray silently.
John, I'm gonna take out the golden collar that we had seen them place upon Sir Croyle's neck, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to speak calmly to Sir Malachi and slip that around his neck.
Okay.
You got to give me a cookie first.
Again, so Malachi, you have no loss of agency here.
I know.
If you don't want the collar, you don't have to have. You can fight.
No, I definitely want to see what happens when he puts the collar on.
Okay, so you allow him to put the collar on. When it snaps on you, it's a much more serious effect that happens to you than it did whenever Meridian put the glass collar on himself. When the gold collar goes over you, who is possessed by the Hound within, you feel that id part of you get physically smashed down, right? And your ego sort of rises up out of it, and you feel much more of yourself. But it's a very disorienting feeling. It's almost like a physical pressure, and it's very it's not a pleasant feeling. You almost wish that you had that feral sense again, because it was so freeing, right? And now you're collared. I need you to roll D6, and you're going to take that much clarity loss.
This is probably going to knock me out. I rolled a 2. I have a clarity of 1. John.
Hey, see, you're fine.
Okay, so you're very disoriented, and anyone who's around Sir Malachi, Sir Brunor, you can you see him stumble and fall to one knee, and he clasps his head in both hands, right? And he's just sort of rocking back and forth. But when he looks up at you, Sir Brunor, and meets your eyes again, you can see Sir Malachi in there, like he's looking at
There
you.
you are.
Yeah. And it's again, Sir Malachi, you were fine before, technically, like you could act normally, but just role playing wise, you don't feel those urges anymore.
Okay. See,
but you can feel that kernel in the back of your mind, like you haven't exorcised the hound within; it's been suppressed.
Right.
Sure.
Okay. See, I wave a stick in front of him and toss it to see if this worked.
Did you do this out in the open in front of some of the workers?
Yeah, if anyone is still there, yeah, I was mostly
they all
just
followed
focused on
me.
him.
Yeah, I think most of them they all followed Aurelius.
Yeah, we'll say for the sake of not freaking them out even more that they're following Sir Aurelius. But in that matter, so they're off to the side. Sir Meridian is out of view, having put on his own collar. Sir Aurelius, you were trying to convince them to pay attention to the mausoleum. So just to remind you, Ring of Stones like Stonehenge, but then instead of the altar in the center, there's a building, right? The crack. But yeah, that's so. But
isn't the door to the building is open, and inside isn't there an altar or something like that? Or
there is. Yeah. Did you want to take them into the mausoleum? Because some of them
I'm thinking just on the front steps of it, so that we could see inside.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
as a focus for our veneration and.
Right.
So if anybody's like, why aren't you saying anything, Aurelius? I'm going to be like, vow of silence kind of. Right. Yeah. So basically just like
your status as knights is doing a lot of heavy lifting right now.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Okay. they don't want to front with you because you're dangerous men. But even though you've done enough stuff to sort of hide what's going on, just the fact that you're sort of not being open about things and things don't seem quite right in general, they're not happy, right? They're just weirded out, and then some people saw like the eyes out there as well, and they heard the Malachi howl, and it's just they're on edge. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to try. So anybody who is not inside praying, if there's anyone else around. I want to try to, tell them, yes, you have all seen and felt this imbalance. This is why we are here. This is why we are counting on your good work and why we are here to protect you and keep you safe. Tomorrow, with fresh eyes and fresh limbs, we will repair this monument to Sir Croyle, and you will see this will be a step to restoring all of us. Do not be afraid.
We look forward to the opportunity. But just now, we saw beyond the doors that Sir Aurelius led to. We saw the tomb. Is that him? Is that actually where Sir Croyle is buried? Did you see his form? Did you see Psychopompos, his spear, his mighty spear?
Indeed, we have seen these things. It is not a place for normal folk to go see, but yes, we have seen it. It is there. There is still hope.
Oh, I'd so like to see Psychopompos.
Imagine a long stick with a sharp part on the end. It is kind of like this.
Come on, bring an urchin in, John. Just one urchin, please.
Hello, sir.
While they're doing this, I'm still sort of out in the night, John. I would like to take. I'm like just scanning. I'm fully just like looking for any movement or silhouette. I know it's dark, obviously. Another light reflecting. I want to take out the hushing bell. I want to ring it a couple times. I want to scan. Want to ring it a couple times again. I'm going to scan. I'm going to do that for a couple minutes, basically, while everyone else is busy.
Okay. Nothing happens, but the bell does sound, and people are looking at you askance now. Have you taken off the collar?
No.
Sir Malachi, have you taken off your collar?
No.
Okay. A few of the staff, it's a little bit too much for them.
Sure.
You guys are acting really weird, like very strange. And they, I'm going to say like a third of them are like, no thanks, I don't want to die here tonight. And they just they kind of whisper to their companions that they're going back. They don't look like they're trying to do a rebellion or anything like that, but they just sort of warn the companions like, the rest of you are probably going to die here. We just want to let you know that we're going back home. Like we get like how sacred Croylehenge is, but these knights have obviously been affected by the things that are going on here, and we are not safe in there.
Can I give them a speech now that I'm kind of like in my right mind, John? Can I just be like, gentlemen, before you leave, and I understand your hesitancy to brave the terrors of the night, but rest assured, despite my earlier weakness, this collar, and I'll gesture to it, and I'll just be very open to it. As knights, we are very sensitive to the supernatural dealings that happen in this, in these places, in these forgotten places. We saw a picture inside the tomb of Sir Croyle himself donning this collar to protect himself from these same urges. And I think that that is what this collar will do until we can lay to rest the horrors that lie in the forest. Don't lose heart. We need you to restore this sacred place so that we can make the land right again.
They're stunned. First of all, are you saying that the hounds are loose? Sir Croyle's hounds?
We don't think so. we don't know, but maybe some sort of spirit of the hounds is able to affect those who have the closest tie to the worm.
Burberry, the kennel master, kind of comes up to you, and he kind of glances at you from side to side, and he reaches up, and if you allow him to, he's just sort of wants to feel the collar.
Yeah.
Right. And he kind of grips it a little bit, and then he kind of turns back to his companions and he says, "Is this the taming collar? The taming collar of legend that was fitted around Sir Croyle's neck? Look at its golden color." And everyone's like, "Oh." And like they were stunned and in awe of what they're looking at, but also extremely terrified at the same time.
Can I chime in? Oh, you first.
I'm just hoping that I can kind of dissuade them, John, from fleeing into the woods, kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of building on that, like the energy that he was kind of picking up with this awe. I want to rethink what I said earlier, as Brunor does, and I think I will go into the tomb and grab Psychopompos, because I remember that was being part of this, this whole ceremony of being able to control these hounds. I think I will go in and come out and show that, yes, it is real, and yes, we have it, and we are going to solve this problem, restore this tomb, and restore this to its rightful place. But yes, this is the true Psychopompos.
Okay,
and,
so
before that,
you entered the tomb in front of everybody, step through, and then you come back out with the Spear of Legend, explaining this to them. And there's a pretty clear division of people who think that, whoa, that is kick-ass and really cool. And then another half is like, you're not Sir Croyle. That's not your spear. You are also not the Temple Knight. How dare you? You have further desecrated what is already a desecrated tomb.
I'm going to chime in as best I can.
Please. I was trying to make it better. I did not. Go ahead.
No, I hear you.
Some are cool with it.
I'll say, I feel your concerns. They come from a just place. Your wariness both of the night and of our wielding of Sir Croyle's artifacts comes from earnest and righteous concern. But I assure you two things. One, it is our duty, in the absence of our brethren, to take up their arms, their banner, even if only temporarily, to restore what is right within their sacred grounds. For what else can we do but be brothers to each other and help you? And two, the safest place you could be is inside that tomb right now, not traveling home. Trust me, stick it in there, hang out. If you're fearful, too fearful to work, that is okay. You will be guarded tonight, and in the morrow, your fears will be assuaged, I assure you. That's my best attempt.
We cannot keep you safe if you run away.
Ted?
So this whole time I've been, meditating and exhorting others to meditate as best I can silently. And I'll pat a few people on the back and good job kind of gestures and, that kind of thing. And then I want to basically just, when no one's kind of paying attention, disappear into the darkness and get on the path that they came up. And if anyone decides to leave, they're going to encounter me. Okay. At which point I will furl the wings out completely and have my sword out and point them back to the tomb.
Okay, I would say between the four of you, between earnest pleas and outright intimidation, that everyone is able to stay. Although some of them are a bit reluctant, and everyone is pretty darn terrified.
I'm not unterrified myself, but we got to do what we got to do.
Fair.
Okay, so the night passes uneasily. Everyone's on edge. You don't see the eyes again, and the sun blearily shows its head in the east eventually, after what seems an interminable amount of time. The skies are clear as the sun rises, and there's just a faint breeze as everyone sort of gets up, has some rations and things like that, and starts to set up their tools and machinery and stuff like that to start to get things working. As you are overseeing this, the sun is casting long shadows on the lintels, the posts, I should say, the posts of the henge, causing them all to sort of shoot westward, right? Long shadows.
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, Sir Aurelius, as the sun rises a little bit, you find your voice again.
Oh man, that's great.
Actually, let me go back. Sir Malachi, where did you want to sleep whenever you were ready to actually bed down?
I'm going to, with my axe kind of across my knees, just sleep outside the entrance of the tomb.
Okay, cool.
Like leaning against the doorway.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. No problem. Again, a fitful sleep, but filled with dreams of chasing down prey, similar to Sir Aurelius, but you wake up fine. The only noticeable change is that Sir Aurelius can now speak again. Shadows lengthen on the from the posts heading westward, and you think that everything's in order. Bad night, but okay, we're going to get to work to re-consecrate this thing. The shadows, however, you notice on all of these posts are too long, despite the early hour of the morning. Too long and too dark. The one post that had that where the lintel had fallen and crushed Sir Darrigan's little watch hut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the one that's your eyes are automatically drawn to because it's the only one that sort of looks different than everyone else, right? Emerging from behind that post, seeming to rise out of the very shadow of it, silhouetted. Actually, it wouldn't be silhouetted; it'd be lit brightly by the sun. Is a massive four-legged thing that is made out of inky black shadow. And it resembles, of course, an abnormally large hound with red eyes. and it just separates from the shadow, and it is its own shadow. And you can hear a low, guttural growl of menace as it steps forward and bypasses the center, like the ring of the henge, and enters into the center part.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sort of the hackles raise on it, all shadow once again, and it's just like you don't see a maw, but you can sense it, like the lips pulling back and the snarling teeth, and everyone is just like, and you have a feeling that you're about to be assaulted by the Hound in shadow, Skia.
I have a question. Seeing this in that particular space, I am wondering if it is not the damage to the mausoleum that's the issue, but the damage to the henge that's the issue. If it were a protective barrier of some kind that's now been broken, that might be the first thing we need to repair. Just wanted to get that out before I died.
So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a milk bone?
Oh,
So
Stout blade.
You're about to have a couple when those legs get. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John.
I know we're due like a break a little bit later, but we should probably take it now because we don't want to break in the middle of a combat.
Sure. I agree.
If a combat breaks out, who knows? Maybe this is just going to be a very friendly, chatty encounter.
who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
But you should be aware that these staff members, I'm going to be calling a warband mechanically. They are like the lowest powered sort of warband, right? Because they're basically up-jump militia of, they're wielding farm implements and tools, like no real weapons really. But I do have stats for them. And we can deploy this warband as like an ally, which will be pretty fun, I think, because remember, this is what you as Knights Errant are able to command right now with your amount of glory that you have is a warband. And so we'll go through when we pick up again, leading from the front and how that works mechanically and how warbands are affected and how they affect other creatures, especially individuals. Okay. So why don't we take our first break, and then we will see how this plays out. We will be right back. Okay, we are back. Bladders empty, beers full. All right, Skia, the Hound of Shadow, has manifested within the stone ring of Croylehenge. So there's you're on top of a hillock. It's a slight breeze. The early morning sun is lighting the sky, and you're on a broad, trampled swath of grass in between the henge itself and the mausoleum, and everyone is congregated pretty close. No, they're pretty spread out, I would say, but all within that ring because they're setting up all their stuff. Shouts of alarm. People are dropping their tools and picking up their pitchforks and staves and scythes and things of that nature, right? Or tools, frankly, hammers, whatever they got, right? But they're very shaken. They don't, they're looking for you for strong leadership, or they're likely to break. Okay, so here's the deal with warbands. They attack as a single unit. All right, and for these guys, we're calling crude polearms, we're calling it. So for the sake of simplicity, they have a D8 long attack. All right, so but if they attack an individual, like the Hound, they get to add a D12 to that attack. Okay,
so it's 1d8 and 1d12.
1d8 and 1d12. That's correct.
Okay.
They would also normally cause blast damage as well, because they are a warband. But there's only one enemy here, so I'm just kind of, that doesn't really matter here, right? It's just, you should be aware of that. That's the case normally. So, like, if there's a bunch of different individuals that they were fighting, then they would be able to attack all of them as a blast attack. If they are mortally wounded, so if their Vig score is a 6. So if they go down to over half their vigor, they are wiped. I'm sorry, they are routed if they are mortally wounded. Okay, if they go down to Vig 0, all of them die to a man.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
If they go down to Spirit 0, they are broken. All right, so their spirits are literally broken, and a rout is probably going to ensue like shortly right after that as well. They can only be harmed by large-scale or blast attacks. Okay, individual attacks that are not large-scale or blast have no effect on a warband. And then there are leaders. So if you want to lead from the front, one individual, you all can't be leaders, okay, can decide on any given round to lead from the front, and you can add your attack dice to their pool, but you suffer the same damage that the warband would suffer in that round.
Makes sense.
Okay. So that can be very, very effective if you're willing to take the risk, because you would be applying that damage to, the massive, not the massive amount, but just like if they're, if they were doing a blast, they would do that much more. So yeah, that's the deal. So they have a Vig 6, a Clarity of 10, and a Spirit of 4. They have a Guard of 3, but they have no armor. Right, so they can take 3 points of damage worth of a hit before it goes into their Vig, and then they only have 6 Vig. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yep,
Okay.
Got it. All right. So, guys, do one of us want to volunteer to lead from the front?
Sure. Do you want to?
I don't mind doing it.
I don't think it's a terrible idea to use the doorway to the temple as a funnel. Was the only
I don't know that we can do that with a mass. We have a bunch of dudes, and it's a single target. John, did I get my vigor back by sleeping? I was only down 1 point.
No.
Okay.
You have to spend a full day in
Got you.
efficient
Okay.
house.
For what it's worth, I say that because they have pole arms. So if they had 2 rows on the inside of the door, I don't know. But
John, is that situationally viable? I guess my understanding is that we have a bunch of dudes. I didn't think that we would be able to line up inside a room kind of thing.
Not really. There's a couple dozen of these people, and they're all scattered about the henge outside right now because they're setting up their stuff. So you could order them to retreat behind the door, but obviously you couldn't bring the full force of 24. I would then go down to individuals, and there'd be 2 or 3 guys holding the door.
Totally.
Okay.
Well, Mike, you lead them as you see fit. I think you got the right instincts about this. So
That's fine.
Well, now Ted's here too, so I'll defer to Ted and see if he wants to. Okay, so Ted, John already gave us the mechanics for the warband stuff. We're not going to. You'll pick it up, but if one of us leads from the front, it's a big advantage. But it's also a risk for that night. If they take damage, they take the same damage as the warband kind of thing. So
I should tell you that I am impaired, and I right now have a 1d4 attack.
I'm not impaired. Matt, do you have a burning desire?
No, I can. I guess I can do it. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it. I don't want. It's up to you guys.
Either fine.
You're the marshal. You tell us who's doing it.
Marshal. Yeah.
All right, Matt, you go ahead and do it then.
Okay.
Okay, so no one's surprised, which means that you guys go first. So you're going to attack. So you got to tell me what you're going to do. So it's as I said, it's just standing there, obviously ready to pounce. All the muscles in it are clenched and ready to just unleash on you. Low guttural growl, and all of your men are terrified and are rushing around and screaming and trying to get their defenses in order. And they're looking desperately at you. I think they would actually naturally sort of gravitate towards Sir Brunor just by instinct, because Sir Brunor is wielding Psychopompos. And in addition, it seems that the red eyes of Skia seem to focus immediately on the bearer of Psychopompos.
Okay. This is fair. So guys, what I'm thinking is, at least to start, I'm going to have them either hold their ground or slowly back off, because if they flee, they'll look like prey, right?
Sure.
Which would not be good. I don't want them closing in yet until we find out if this thing has some kind of, what was it, large scale or blast attack that can, that can wipe them out. So I'm going to tell them to, hold their ground, stay back. Let us test this beast's mettle. And John, what I'd like to do, if possible, is, I guess we move first, right? So I would like to use my move to get to a place where the sun is behind my back.
Mhm.
So if this creature, I know it's spiritual or whatever, but at least I'll give the impression of being in shadow myself. Like I'll be the silhouette of their former master to some degree, because I'll hold this spear up.
Understood.
Right.
Mhm.
And I mean, I think we should all, I don't know what you guys are planning to do, but, try to make our rolls and see if we can't subdue this thing. Because I have the collar, and with the right, combinations of gambits, maybe we might need to weaken it first, but I want to put this collar on this thing. I think that's the key to defeating this guy.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Now, John, just so I understand, if we're not leading the warband, does that mean we just attack as individuals?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
all right.
I have one additional question, John. So because I'm impaired, I'm doing a D4, right?
Mhm.
Is that does that mean I can't smite? Does that mean I don't get my strike of serenity if the beast
Yes.
is wounded?
So impaired attacks roll D4 only and cannot gain bonus dice or benefit from feats.
Okay. So guys, the best that I can possibly do is get a 4 and bolster somebody or do some other gambit. And it's unlikely, 25% chance I'm going to do shit.
Yeah, you can do gambits.
75% chance I'm going to do shit. Okay.
Okay. So anyone attacking, please roll. But let's go. I need to pump up I need to list the numbers. So let's go one at a time. Mike, why don't you lead?
Why doesn't Matt and the warband go first so that Ted can get an idea of how that's working?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, dice roller up. Okay, I'm rolling. So I'm wielding Psychopompos in the face of this guy, trying to intimidate it, and I will call out, "Skia, heal!" And I roll an 8 and a 4.
8 and a 4.
So that's
Okay.
good. We have a strong gambit if we need it.
Now you would for flavor, you had told the warband to sort of hold back, just hold the line, right?
Right.
So
I'm not having them attack now. Yeah,
You're not having them attack.
correct.
Okay. All right. So this is kind of a cool thing. I'm going to rule that a warband can do this, even though I don't think it's not detailed completely. But if you look on specifics of combat on 10, shield walls and spear walls, 3 or more allies may form a wall formation if they all bear spears, which they more or less do. Then enemies cannot attack on the turn that they charge. Okay, so if you're telling them to hold the line, as I was, that's kind of what they're doing. I would kind of rule.
Yeah.
So whenever Skia inevitably jumps forward to attack, it cannot attack the warband because it's
Sure.
there's a sharp line
Perfect.
of
Oh yeah,
blades.
they're basically holding their their plows and not plows, hose out in front of them to
Right.
stop it. Sure.
Is there any mechanical benefit to me staying with the warband in the shield line?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah. So So anyone else who wants to attack or roll.
I'm going to, John, but question, can I be mounted or not?
You can be mounted if you want. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and attack with my long axe, and I'll try and do a trample on it.
Okay.
So that gives me a D6, and then also, God, it's been so long since I've hit something, a D10 for my war axe. And I want to try and smite it, which gives me, I gain a D12, or I replace my weapon attack with a D12? I gain a D12.
You gain a D12, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Sorry about that. All right. I have a 6, a 9, and a 4.
Okay. That's all that you have. A long axe.
Long axe is a D10. I got a 9 on that die.
Oh, the
I got
trample,
a 6
yeah.
on my trample for a D12, and I got a 4 for my a 6 on my smite with a D12, and a 4 on my D6 for
Okay.
the trample.
one thing that we haven't been doing in the past combats is that we should try to, and there's no real easy way to do it other than just sort of remembering, but you should remember what type of damage, like what die result was tied to what kind of damage, right? So your 6 was the trample, is that right?
No, 4 was the trample, the 6 was the smite, and the 9 was the long axe.
Okay, so just remember that the 4 is the trample, right? So if you wanted to use that 4 as a gambit, for which you can, I would definitely rule that it has to be a gambit that I could see the horse executing.
Cool.
Right? Because it's the horse's trample. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would like to use the 4 from the trample.
Hold on.
Wait. We got to get the full pool.
Got to get the full pool.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That makes it harder to keep track.
Right. So I will make my single D4 die roll and hope that it does something.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 4.
Whoa.
Hey.
Okay.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Meridian.
I'm also going to attack with my hook axe, and I'm going to use the round shield bonus, so a D4 and a D8.
Okay.
And I got a 7 and a 4.
Wow.
You guys all-
We're gonna rock
Good
this
rolls.
thing.
Okay.
So guys, I think that we should use one of those strong, and I'll volunteer my 8 as a strong gambit to try to put this, and John, you tell me if this is okay, to try to collar the beast.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, John.
It is it's I'm going to be frank with you, it's going to be almost impossible because it's such a violent creature. You know, like
Okay.
you would have to somehow trip it up or do something. Like you need a step beforehand in order to debilitate it before you can collar it. Do you know what I mean?
I have a gambit that I was going to use, which would be to not impair, but to stop it from moving its next turn.
Right.
Right. So it would expend one of my dies, I guess the 7, to stop it. I'm also going to use focus to get another gambit, or to use the feat focus, and that gives me another gambit. I have to roll a clarity save.
Well, remember, I have a gambit. That's literally the only thing I can do. So if you want to use a higher die for something like damage or something, then
I have a 9, Ted, that we can use for.
Oh, that's right.
That's true. I also rolled. I rolled a 4. It's 4 or more, so I can use my 4 as the stop gambit.
Yeah.
Focus gives me a free gambit. So I think what I would do with that is try to impair it.
So
Okay.
You can't impair
Can't impair.
a beast
Okay.
with natural weapons.
Fair. Okay. Fair.
Right.
Fair.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to try to do then instead is,
Unless you have a strong gambit, just want to put it.
Yeah. So what I'm just thinking, here's just full transparency. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to use deny as well if it tries to attack one of you guys. But that's a reaction, right? Because you can do more than 1 feat in turn. You just have to roll them.
Right. But you can't use more than one. You can't use the same feat in a turn, right?
2 different feats.
I'm talking about for all of us, right? So if you're going to be stopping it and Matt's going to bolster, or who's bolstering, Ted?
I mean, I think that's probably the most sensible thing is
For the 4, yeah.
I'll bolster.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to bolster with your 1. David, you have how many gambits can you do?
1 gambit from my 4 die I was going to use to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 7 die which I can do as damage, right? Then I was going to use focus to add another gambit to that to do something else. I can't impair it, so
right. I think only 1 damage dice, though, right? 1 damage dice. Or can multiple of us do damage? I can't remember.
It's the 1 damage.
It's the biggest one.
Right, so mine's a 9. So we'll say mine for the damage.
Okay, so then I could
another one that, David, that might be good is to use a move so that you're not in combat with it afterwards.
So it could just be a dip in and dip out. I like that. Ted, go ahead.
Well, I have an idea, which is for John, which is if multiple knights stopped the foe, would that be sufficient to be preparatory for the collaring?
You can't stack feet. You can't stack gambits.
Okay.
Only 1
And
stop.
just as an FYI, I don't have to do a bunch of feats and gambits. The reason I'm aiming for that is I have really high clarity and spirit and really low vigor and low damage. So generally speaking, in my action economy, I'm better off doing things to deny or affect debuff. because I have a higher chance of passing my clarity and spirit rolls than I am of doing damage. Just throwing that out there.
I think the thing to remember here, guys, is that we have a lot of successes this turn. This is not usually going to be all of us vying to try and do stuff, right? So let's just pick, and also it might save against some of these gambits, right? It might save against the stop. It might save against
Sure.
Go ahead, Matt.
What I was going to say, like, yeah, it might, but that's why, like, yeah, we can let David try to stop with his 7, but I have an 8, right? So if you try to stop it and it succeeds, right, then I can do a strong gambit, which doesn't give it a save, to stop it with my 8.
No, so you have to declare everything that you're doing, and then everything resolves.
Okay. So David, let me just kind of wrangle here. So Ted, you're doing your bolster. You're doing the bolster.
I'll do the bolster.
David, do you want to try and repel it away from us, away from the war band?
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then also move so that you're not in melee.
So the idea being that I repel it, Matt stops it after, yeah.
And then Matt stops it from being able to move back into melee the next turn.
Yeah.
Its next
You
turn.
should also know that you can, the one gambit that you can stack is bolster.
Bolster, yeah.
Okay, I can also do a bolster.
Yeah.
Well, then I would either do bolster or move for you, right?
Well, don't you have 3 successes, David? Or
Okay,
two?
I have two successes, and I have a high enough clarity that I can use focus to get a 3rd gambit relatively safely. Nothing's safe. That's my point. Right. So that's, think of me as like an agile fighter. I get a lot of actions, right? So my point was, it might be safer for me to make that clarity save than y'all. That's all I was getting at. So if there was
I'm not
a
using
3rd
focus.
thing,
I already used smite, so that's my feat for the turn.
I could do move, I could do bolster, and I could do repel. Right.
Why don't you do repel, bolster, and move with all 3 of those?
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you have just the wrangle. So Ted's doing 1 bolster. David's doing 1 bolster. That's +2 to damage. We are attempting. Yes, Matt.
I also have a bolster, so that's +3.
Okay.
How many successes did you get, Matt? 2? 2.
Okay. So 3 bolsters, 1 move for David, 1 repel, 1 stop. That's the 3 of you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a 9 for my damage dice. I have 2 additional successes. Can you bolster 4 times, John, or is it capped at 3?
You can bolster as many as you want.
Then I'm going to use 1 of my successes for a bolster. And I'm going to use 1 of my successes, the horse one, for move, so that I'm also not in melee with it at the end of the combat. So that's going to give us 9 + 4, 13 points of damage.
+5 we're at now for the bolster.
No, 4.
4.
Each of us did 1.
Okay, so that's going to be 13 points of damage, John.
Okay, so first of all, saves for Bruno and Malachi smote. Is that right?
Yes.
No, I did not smite.
You did not smite. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Malachi.
And then David, I think you focused.
Malachi, roll a big save, please.
Okay. I got a 4 and my vigor is 10. So I made it.
So you're good. And then Meridian, roll a clarity save for focus.
I got a 5, and my clarity is 12 right now.
Great. Okay, so you everyone keeps their feats, which is great. We've got a 13 damage, and that's going to be from everyone bolstered Malachi, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So you're urging Sir Malachi on as Malachi runs towards the Hound before the Hound even is able to we'll say like they meet in like midair or something like that, right? And you crash down with your, what is it, long axe?
Long axe, yeah.
Right on. Okay, and 13, right? Did you yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll just do that first. Where's my stats here? Okay, 13 is going to be, okay, that's going to be okay. All right. All right, the
now
blow
we had a bunch of saves, right?
Yeah. So the blow is like really mighty. Like you I don't really narratively, like bolster is kind of a tough one for, even though it's the most common one. It's like it's find it tough to visualize how you make one guy's attack like really better, but whatever.
He feels he's in his vibe, baby.
Yeah, I guess, but it's
I think it's more like all the other people attacking it draw its attention away from like the true strike, and then the big strike comes down and hits it right in the neck or like something like that. You know,
Sure,
if it's snapping its spears and snapping it, yeah.
I was thinking that I used my wings to fly up and land on the axe, giving it extra weight to.
That might be a little far, Ted. Might be
a little too anime there, big boy. Oh, come
on it like a parrot.
I mean, we're playing a cool game, but it's not exalted cool, right? Let's actually, before we narrate it, let's figure out what happens with these gambits first. So, what am I making saves for here?
You were making a save for a repel and a stop.
Nope, no save for the stop. I'm doing a strong gambit.
Okay, so that's a strong gambit.
Okay,
so then it's just repel. Actually, I think.
Who's doing the repel?
Basically, I'm doing the repel. So let's say, I don't know, again, narratively, we're all GMs today.
Well, hold on, David. Let me just see if it passes it. Then you can narrate it bit on what happens here.
Oh, that's true. I forgot.
So he's going to make a Vig save. Actually, hold on. Actually, because the question is like, does he make the Vig after he takes the damage? Because that means a big difference, right?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, it all happens simultaneously. That's weird.
Okay. Attackers may perform gambits. Take the highest die remaining. Add any extra damage from bolstering. Subtract the target's total armor score. The attack causes that much damage. Attackers may perform gambits. So the way I'm looking at it is that's step 3, performing gambits. So I'm assuming that they resolve at that state as well.
Sure.
So I'm going to say that he's going to save at his Vig before he's actually hit.
I think that's good.
And the same would go for you guys, obviously, if the tables were turned.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vig saves for repel. Here we go. His Vig is that. Oh, I rolled really low, so he did save. Okay, so the repel does not work, David. What did you attempt to do?
I was attempting to push him away from the warband to get distance between them and him before Matt shut him down.
Okay, why don't we say that that looks like you had a bead on him, like the vector on it, how to kind of shunt him to the side, but then Sir Malachi actually imposes himself and his horse as he comes storming. But Sir Brunner managed to do something to actually halt that hound in its tracks to set up the blow for the Bloody Knight.
So, and I think this is utilizing like his recognition and probably fear of Psychopompos. And he will take that spear and basically like press it on either the head. I don't know how large this thing is, the head or the chest of this thing, like literally like pressing it down. Like, no, stop.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
That dog.
Yeah, and it actually responds very much like a domesticated dog would for a split second. Not to say that its viciousness lessens or anything like that, but when it is touched sternly by Psychopompos, it cringes a fraction, as if it's been sort of swatted for eating bugs or something like that, right? It's just like it hesitates for a second, and it's completely focused on Sir Brunor and Psychopompos. When Sir Malachi just comes,
something about this feels in line with every other comment we've had.
The axe comes hurtling down, and it's completely oblivious to the force of the blow, because it's completely focused on Sir Brunor, and it bites deep into the shadow, and you can feel it hit flesh. And as it buries it into the flesh, blood does gout out, but that blood is accompanied by writhing shadows that escape from the body of the hound itself, and the hound seems to diminish in size as that smoke stuff, that shadow stuff, seems to dissipate into the air. Okay, it actually seems to get
Princess
a little bit
Mononoke
smaller,
style.
and it lets out like a pitiful yelp of pain as your axe just buries into it. It is not dead, but it is really, really badly hurt. The militia behind you, the workers, let out like a semi-fearful cheer of hope. And they do recognize, Sir Meridian, that you were looking out for their best interests at the same time. Okay, so now it is its turn. Let's see, you did not hurt it with Psychopompos, right? Yeah.
I just bolstered and stopped him.
Right. Okay. I think it's going to snap. I'm going to roll randomly. It's either going to snap at Sir Malachi, who hurt it really badly, or Sir Brunor, the wielder of Psychopompos.
No, I did move, John. I used a move gambit, so I'm not I'm not close to it right now.
Oh, you moved away. Would someone else do a move gambit?
I did as well.
David did, yeah.
You did. Okay.
Oh,
So you guys are not
So
targets.
it's me and Brunor next to it.
Right. I'm going to say Aurelius because you were more distracting it. In the presence of Psychopompos is right in front of the Aurelius. I'm taking you out of the running. I think it's naturally.
I
gotta be
approve this
Brunor.
message.
Yeah.
This is a great plan, John. Again, you've demonstrated why you're such an awesome referee. Good job.
Okay. Sir Brunor.
Yes. I'm sure this will be fine.
It's going to snap at Psychopompos and you as it does not like you at all. Okay, so
I wouldn't take it personally, Matt. Don't take it personally.
He's bad dog. Bad dog.
bad dog.
I am not a bad dog.
Don't say that in front of Elvis.
All right, I rolled I actually have a little thing for myself here too. 5 and a 7. Okay,
right.
so I should have. Oh no, he doesn't have feats. Never mind. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
It takes the load off. Of me.
I would like to deny the 7.
You would you?
I would.
Okay. Roll a spirit save.
One thing.
Okay.
Because I was going to deny as well. It says discard 1 attack die from the roll. If you've expended both your attack dice, it doesn't sound like you can deny.
No, he's discarding one of my attack dice.
And we're his.
One of your attack die. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what.
Can we
deny
both? Can we
does.
both deny simultaneously? Because I was going to deny.
Are
as well
you
for-
within
No,
reach?
You were not. No.
Only
use
the target can deny.
Use after an attack roll against you or an ally within arm's reach.
Within arm's reach.
But you
Okay.
moved away, David.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's just Sir Brunor. But so Brunor, you may deny. It's
Okay.
automatically successful. Let's see if you can do it again. So roll a spirit save, please.
Okay. My spirit is currently a 7, and I'm going to roll under that with a 4.
Oh, hey. Wow, everyone's rolling low with the D20s.
That's how you do it, baby.
Okay, so which attack die would you like to discard, the 7 or the 5?
Let's see. We can just carry the 3.
To the math.
I'll get rid of the 7, please.
The 7,
Something.
okay.
Okay.
Weird choice, but okay.
Okay. No, I don't like to. I like to mix it up. You keep you guessing.
The 5 is left, so that gives me some options. I can do whatever I darn well please. But you may have to do a save. Let's see. It really wants to get rid of Psychopompos, like a
That's what I
lot.
was thinking you were going to do. Like,
Yeah.
But it also wants to tear out your throat, Sir Brunor, really, really badly.
who among us?
His beautiful,
So,
white, delicate throat.
You know what? It's a vicious beast that has been newly reawakened from a long slumber. I think the throat ripping is more its thing right now. So you're gonna take 5 damage.
Okay. Well, I have 2 armor and 6 guard, so I will just lower my guard to 3, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yes. So you for guard loss, right? Remember that's like a missed hit, right? Into the odd like game. So you actually are able to avoid the blow, right? So you pull away at the last second as it snaps for your throat and lunges up at you, and you're surprised at like how much power it still has, even despite the massive wound that Sir Malachi has done against it. Okay,
John, when he does that, I'm just gonna like slap his nose and say no.
Didn't seem to do anything.
Okay, but it's well.
Is his
it'll
nose
sink in
cold?
later?
It's your turn.
All right.
All right.
I think
You
a
gotta do
similar
what?
attack would probably still be a good idea. I'm not going to move away this time.
I have a wee little D4. I will roll it.
The questions
Go
are,
ahead.
before you roll anything, are you smiting? Except for Ted.
Right.
Sorry, Ted.
I'm not going to smite.
I'm going to smite.
Okay, Mike is smiting. Okay. All right. So, Mike, give us call out people to roll dice.
All right, let's just from my screen, I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. So, David, you go first.
All right. I have an 8 and a 2. All right. A really good and a not so good.
Don't forget to remember which dice roll is attached to which weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Ted, are you doing anything?
Okay. Yeah, I will attempt to wave my feeble little sword around.
I rolled another 4.
Damn.
I love my Dolmenwood dice.
What
They're
is
so good.
happening tonight? And
Right
this was the
on.
episode. This was the episode that 3D6 started lying about all of the rolls.
Oh no! No, look.
Don't make me
No,
forget
really,
this.
There's a tiny little mushroom.
Oh,
I
that's
rolled a 4.
That's obviously
All right, all right. Silencio.
Of course.
Matt, go ahead.
Okay, I am rolling with Psychopompos, and I rolled a 9 and a 4.
A 9 and a 4 with
Jesus
Psychopompos.
Christ.
Okay.
All right. And John, I'm rolling a 12-sided, a 6-sided, and a 10-sided. I got 2 4s.
Ooh.
You rolled 3.
3 dice though, Mike?
Yeah, I rolled 3 dice. But one of them is a 1, so that's not going to help. All right, so just real quick, who has the highest dice?
Hold on. You have a warband. Are we just
Oh,
not
right, the
using a
warband.
warband anymore, or what?
I'm sorry.
John, we like to make you prep and then deny any acknowledgement of
Well, I just assumed Matt was rolling for them then.
I didn't roll for them, guys. Do we want to bring? Okay, so he stopped, right, and he's really hurt. It might be time to try the collaring. In which case, the warband would be good to press in to hold it down, right? Because they get the D12.
What really seemed to give it a lot of hesitancy was Psychopompos.
Yeah. I think we need to use one of my die there, maybe the 9 with Psychopompos.
I think
Maybe
the
we use that
9
as
from the spear should do the damage.
Yeah.
I have an 8
For
that I
sure.
could do stop again with. And
But
it's
do
an
we-
undeniable stop.
Do we
Yeah.
want me to call in the warband to give them a chance here?
Yeah, I think we should use the warband. It's a cool mechanic, and we should try it out. If
They do
nothing else.
damage because if it's against an individual, they would do a D8 long with their polearm plus a D12 because it's against an individual.
Can I throw this out there? Because I have an 8 and the stop is undeniable and it's simultaneous, it could be that everyone's swarming into attack as it's sort of held down in some way, right?
And the gambit's resolved first,
Yeah.
so that is viable.
Exactly. So
Okay.
that's sort of the vibe, I suppose.
Okay, I will as the leader. I will call them in and say use your polearms to attack it. All of you together now. And he will roll a D8 and a D12.
Yes.
And they do bad. They roll a 2 and a 3.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
We had to have some lemons eventually. Yeah.
There's
Farmers.
Yeah. what do you
Okay,
expect?
so who has the highest dice then? I'm sorry, just one more time.
Matt,
I do.
highest.
I have
Matt
a 9.
All right, so
And David
Matt,
has an 8.
you're just set that aside for the damage dice, and then I'll go
Okay.
from the bottom to the top again, and everyone give me your feats.
So
David.
Gambits, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, my gambit is going to be stopped because I have an 8 and it can't deny the stop. So that's
So
going to be
strong
my
gambit.
big dice. Strong gambit with my hook axe. I have a 2 with my bonus shield damage.
So that's nothing.
It's
Did
nothing.
the horse do anything, David?
I don't have a horse.
Oh, you don't have a horse.
I mean, I do, but I didn't declare that I was using
Okay.
it.
Also,
Okay.
I think
I think
Malachi's the
only my
one with
horse
trample.
is-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
okay,
horse is
so-
on.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I
so
think
David,
stopping the foe is great,
then
David. Just do that.
You're
That's-
stopping it, correct? Your one gambit is to stop.
I could also focus again and try that a second time, but I think I'm gonna I don't know what to do with that at that point.
Just
Bolster.
call that. Just be done. Let's.
Yeah,
let's-
use the 8 to stop it. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll move on.
Ted.
All right. I'll bolster.
Okay. Matt, what are you doing? You're doing damage, and what was your other one?
For the 4, I will.
This is also with Psychopompos.
Yeah. I will bolster. So I with my own voice,
You're
like
gonna bolster your
pressing-
attack.
That one's
Preston
easy to
thing.
picture. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
we're up to 11 now with damage with 2 bolsters.
Okay. And John, I have 2 4s. I'm going to use 1 to bolster and 1 to
12.
move. And my bolster is basically to look like I'm coming in to hit it again really hard and
Mhm.
draw its attention away from Psychopompos.
Okay.
So
Cool. And
that
you're going to move
then
afterwards.
and then move to get out of range.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. That's perfect. That makes it nice and simple. So we're looking at a stop first, which is undeniable. So is there a flavor to that, Dave, Meridian, or you just want to, or do you want to just go past it? Up to you. No big deal.
You're muted, David.
I just as a point of clarification, I rolled the D8 with my axe. We're observing the weapons.
Mhm.
I'm exerting a stop.
Yep.
Does the stop require in our minds the weapon, or can I like bodily tackle someone or something like that?
It should be the weapon. It should be tied to the weapon in some. You could bring in your body with the weapon if you wanted to do that, but it should be tied to the weapon in some one way, shape, or form. Just
okay. So what? You know what I'm gonna do a leg sweep with my axe. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna kind of crouch low and try to take it off its feet.
Okay, cool. And that is automatically successful. So as it's lunging towards Sir Brunor again, it just collapses on the ground briefly, right? As it didn't see that coming.
Sure.
Great. And then everyone bolsters, distracting from Psychopompos, and then Sir Brunor puts a little extra effort into the effort and jabs downwards, and does a massive amount of damage. Okay. As you do so, do you also have in your other hand like the collar, like the
I have the collar ready. I've been looking for an opportunity to place this on it.
The black metal iron collar?
Yes, holding the black iron collar of Skia.
Okay, so you're looking for an opening, and one appears, but it's because you soon realize as you're sort of like you're ready to like clasp the collar around it, that your spear blow has pinned it to the ground. And you feel it like enter through and out the other side of Skia's neck, pinning it to the ground, which it was already prone because of Sir Meridian. Mm-hmm. And as you bring your other hand down with the collar to snap it on, it explodes outwards in a burst of shadow, and it just disappears. The whole hound, yeah, but it leaves behind a darkening pool of red blood that starts to seep into the grasses of Croylehenge.
Oh, okay. So no dog, dog friend for us.
It's deed.
This has been a real dog day afternoon, gang. I'm worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so there, everyone shouts an alarm. And then when they realize that the threat is over, after about 5 seconds, the shouts start to turn to cheering, and everyone kind of rushes in towards Sir Brunor and whispers of his glory and look what he did, look what the knight, not just Sir Brunor, but they're focusing because of Psychopompos, and you hear the word like Psychopompos being brought about. It's like the spear, the temple knight's spear. Look how it's shone in the sun. It banished the Hound of Shadow. That sort of thing.
It is how we honor him in the use and protection of this place.
I kind of get the feeling that maybe Croyle was actually not a very nice guy. Like the way the dogs are afraid of his spear and things like that. I kind of wonder.
Didn't we know that? Didn't we see like some sort of like evil cast to his features or a cruel cast to his features?
Yeah, I
in
think
one of
we
the
did.
descriptions.
I don't think a cruel cast. No.
Maybe it was someone else. Maybe it was the guy who was guarding the henge. Someone had a cruel cast to their features.
Arrogant. Yeah. He was.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can clarify because you guys would remember that Sir Croyle, in the depictions that you've seen all through his tomb, was never depicted in any sort of bad and negative light. The only but there's a major exception to that, which was the part of the column, right? That where the knights are actually placing the collar on him. Even that, though, he seemed to accept it. That's the thing. He was kneeling before them as he willingly accepted this collar being put upon him. It's almost like he knew what was infecting him and asked his companions, "Please do this for me," right? That was the vibe that you were kind of getting off of that.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, good job, guys. That was fantastic.
It was awesome. Warbands are cool. I mean, not this warband, but I'm sure other ones are.
Why don't we
Come on.
Why don't we take our second break and we will deal with the aftermath afterwards. We will be right back. Okay, we are back. Bladders empty, beers full. Okay, aftermath. Okay, so the hound, any trace of the hound except for some blood on the ground has disappeared. The staff are very, very happy. that you guys handled it very, very well. So the one time it was able to actually attack, Sir Bruno managed to get out of the way even. So it was a masterclass in just taking this thing down with, extreme prejudice. So this is one of those moments, right, where your legend will grow because you have a sizable body of people who are sympathetic to you already, and you proved your worthiness physically, and so your valor is unquestioned, and that word will spread one way or the other, even if you tell them not to, right? It's just bound to, right? That's
please don't, please no.
So they're looking to you because they, it's a weird moment. They were ready to start work, but the a mythical hound showed up and was defeated. So they want reassurance that they're going to be safe. Should we get to work now? Should we report this to Fieldwind Mews? What's going on?
Work, my brothers. The temple, the mausoleum, the henge must be reconsecrated. I believe strongly with all my heart that it's the only way that we can move forward and curtail what horrors might lie out there. The sun is shining. Our blades are stout and sharp. Let us work together.
Yes. Yes, that is the way of it. First, we shall clean this swath of the blood of the hound, and then, yes, we will set to work.
And I think I want to encourage them to repair the henge first. I think that because the hound came right up where that henge had collapsed, right?
In the shadow of one of the post, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
so if we repair that lintel first, I feel like that's a symbolic, if nothing else.
Okay, cool.
And John, I don't know, just in case, I do want to scoop up a bit of the sand of the earth that is soaked with the blood of this hound, just in case there's something that we can do later to honor, because in its life, this hound was, a protector of the realm. It worked with Sir Croyle.
Right.
So I want to save a part of it, if almost like a reliquary, right?
Okay. Yeah. So put it in or a box or a little vial or
a little
something
bag or something. Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. So there, we can elide some of this stuff, but there are some certain questions that you guys are going to have to weigh. So here's the deal. They will start to get to work. We don't have to go to the nitty gritty. They understand what needs to be repaired. The scope of the work, because they need to, you need to repair the crevasse, the hole inside the main thing that goes down to the cavern. They need to repair the doors, the heavy doors, get rid of any trace of the bandits being down there, all that kind of stuff. And then of course put the lintel on top of the one post and repair the hut, right? That scope of work is going to be about a week.
Ooh, okay.
To get all that
Skip
done.
the hut.
It doesn't matter. It's going to take a week. So it'll take about a week. Now, as part of those repairs, it's sealing up the mausoleum to be in a perfect state again. So the question is during the week when they're starting to repair this thing and they're going to be closing up those stone doors again, are you going to put any of the artifacts back into the tomb into their proper place?
We have to.
We have
Psychopompos, the collars. And then there's also the question, because you don't know the truth, you don't technically know the true nature of these hounds, is we'll say throughout the week as you're sort of deciding these things and you're kind of going back into the tomb, you were reminded that the pedestals where apparently statues or some form, some representation of the hounds used to be are empty right now. And they're all equally empty. Nothing has reappeared on the pedestal where the shadow hound was, for one thing.
Right.
Okay. So it's just there's very much a finality to sealing up the entire tomb.
This is my concern.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if during the week of the work, so first question, do I continue to suffer the effects of the hound within?
Yes. So both you and Sir Malachi still have the hound within, although it's okay. So that's a good question. So during the daytime, right, both of you, which is just the fact that you both rolled the same number on my chart, any time that there is a bird in the sky or a fox approaches or something like that, they seem not to be attracted to you two, but they're not skittish around you two where they would be around everybody else that's in the henge.
So double Snow White.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like they just seem to be totally fine with you, as if you're a fellow creature of the forest.
So we can sort of Cinderella saying, "Oh."
Yeah, you can't communicate with them at all, for one
No,
thing. But,
okay.
Does the collar make any difference, John? Like, because Malachi is still wearing the collar, at least when last we talked. Does that affect that aspect of it at all?
That's actually a good point. Yeah, I would say that while Sir Malachi has the Hound Within suppressed while he's wearing the gold collar, the animals would react to him the same way as a normal person. So it would be just Sir Aurelius. So to be clear, yeah, the gold collar, the taming collar, suppresses the Hound Within. Anyone who has the Hound Within suppresses it. Okay, but you take clarity loss every time you put it on.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So can I just so we can keep moving, guys? Why don't we just wait until the doors of the last?
Mike. Well, no, this is relevant too, because I had a series of questions for John, and it's relative to what you're about to say, which is, can we, because of the Hound Within, during the day, am I able, for example, to ever sense any of the hounds around? Could I, during the day, patrol the hex or the nearby hexes and look for these stone hounds if they're imagined that they ran away or something? I don't know if they came alive or what.
So that's the entire group can do whatever they want during this week. You do not have to be here overseeing the work. They can do whatever they want. So if that's something you would like to do, that is certainly something that you could all do.
Yeah. And that doesn't actually interfere with what I was trying to say, Ted.
Okay.
I was just going to say, let's leave the doors for the very last thing so that we have access to all the artifacts until the final day of the week. And then when we think that the henge is repaired and the tomb is almost repaired, we will very ceremoniously, we could lay the artifacts in there or not, depending on what happens over the course of the week of the work. And then we can make a decision on that last day whether or not we're going to seal the artifacts in there.
Almost like, you prepare the door. It's there. It's ready to be moved into place, but we don't seal it until we have a chance to resolve this.
Well, I sort of thought that went without saying. My point is the resolving it part is like, I'm wondering, as the Hound Within, how can I use that to help resolve this? Can we find the other hounds? Could we even find any kind of animated Sir Croyles wandering around? Who knows? But
mechanically, Ted, it would be unless you operate as a totally normal knight during the day, except the animals dig you, right?
Yeah, I don't get like a extra sensory blood sniffing or something.
What I'm saying is mechanically, as you travel the wilderness, and we just do the normal hex crawl rules, if you happened to encounter either by forcing it by doing something cool or random roll, encountering a sign or an omen or another hound or something like that, then yes, there's a chance that possibly if you have not suppressed the Hound Within, that you may be able to sense things. But similar to like the encounter that you just faced, you would have to be, or not the encounter, but whenever you saw the hound patrolling at nighttime, you'll be very close to it, right?
Okay.
Because I have a proposal, and it's this: during that week, we give instructions to these guys not to engage if a hound appears, to leave it be, stay away. But we go one hex to the northeast to search there, mostly because we haven't been there, to search for one of the other hounds before we go directly east to search there, because we know that one attacked Sir Derringer. I never get his name right. Darrigan. We know that he was attacked in the hex to the east, but we could if we take that more roundabout way, I get a benefit for that, but we also get to explore an unexplored hex.
I'm fine with that.
I love that
There's also
idea.
a hex that does not have a road going through it, by the way. You should probably be drawing some sort of rudimentary indication of the road as you've been going through hexes with it. But say that another time.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I was proposing.
Yep.
We need to go look for the hounds, like while they're working on the mausoleum and the henge during the day.
Matt's just saying the exact hex that we could do this in.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Then
so,
yes.
Everyone's in agreement? Northeast? Yep. Mike, we're good with that?
Yes.
Okay. Okie dokie. So you give your orders to the staff, and they set to work. Yeah, they're going to be busy. So they're self-sufficient though, and they can do their own thing. They will miss your leadership should something bad happen at Croylehenge, but that is what it is. You move northeast the very first day.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's maximize our time.
Okay. Okay. So it's the same day that you fought and killed the Hound in shadow. So it's a very pleasant weather for traveling. It's just a faint, gentle breeze. Cool. Matches up with the season of harvest. So it's that sticky humidness has dropped off from the day prior. And you're on your steeds. Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
So
Yes.
Bruno and his basic one. Okay.
The loner, yeah.
Okay.
Red
and you move one hex. So from morning to afternoon. Let me get my David's cool clock here going from afternoon. Here we go. Okay. All right. So this hex is rolling hills again. But a little bit more hilly than before, so it's a little deceiving on the map itself. It's you don't have a very big vantage point for very long, except when you rise up onto the top of the hill, then you can kind of see everything. But then you kind of quickly have to go back down again. So you very rarely actually are able to kind of sense the scope of where you're going. Many flocks of birds are heading southwards. Right, you see that kind of happening relatively frequently as the birds are migrating, but it's quite pleasant in general. As you are traveling during the daytime, you see that there is a small train of forest animals that are following in your wake at a respectable distance, but they're always just sort of at the edge of sight. Right, but they're just sort of interested in Sir Malachi and, or I should say, actually just Sir Aurelius at this point, since Sir Malachi is wearing the collar. Since you're out in the wilderness, you do not encounter or see any signs of, well, that's not probably true, of humans. I think you would see from a distance, you see some homesteads that you could probably travel to in this hex, but they're relatively remote. Just sort of cart paths that lead to the main road, things of that nature. But if you want to go spend the night in one of them, it would be not much of an effort. So still relatively civilized sort of area. What you do see is as you're moving northeast through the hex is that the ground starts to level after a while and starts to get a little bit more what's the word? Sodden, not I don't want to say swampy, but it's just like you can tell that you are approaching like a major confluence of waterways. All right. Okay. So so everything's sort of starting to level out.
Like a floodplain.
A flood. That's the word I'm kind of looking for.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And it's after a while you can there's a little bit more humidity in the air, and you're noticing that you're seeing a lot more wading birds flying, like herons and things like that, are in the sky. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyways,
kingfishers, perhaps.
Perhaps there might be some kingfishers. Yes, although they're relatively small, right? Anyways, the gentle wind, however, which has been accompanying you for most of this time, as the floodplain starts to manifest itself and you're traveling further and further northeast through the hex, after a couple hours, the wind itself starts to turn very, very cold, unseasonably cold, like an omen of winter, fast approaching. And it makes you think immediately of like a warm bed, and it's unseasonable. And what's weird is that it sort of comes out from the north, like you feel like it's coming down from like the mountains, but it seems to swirl around you in delight in making you shiver before it heads on, almost like it has a life of its own. A little while later, you're still kind of assaulted by this icy wind, and then you start to hear the wind itself picks up to be almost like a gale. and it starts to howl until you realize that it's not just the wind howling through the trees. It actually sounds like a canine howl in the wind.
Ooh. Ooh.
And as you crest one last rise, we'll say, you can see before you, towards the north, you see a massive river that is splitting off in both to the southwest and to the southeast. This is the mighty River Arn, which finds its source deep in the mountains to the north, and which I completely forgot what it's called because I'm an asshole. It is the Restless Peaks, which are homes to the dreaded mountain clans that come out during this season, actually, when they realize that winter is almost upon them and they must raid for their privations for the winter time. Anyways, the River Arn comes down from there, and it branches off. The southeast part is actually called the River Lum, Lum. But the River Arn goes out into Lake Arnile. So you see that, and you realize that there is no possible way, barring a boat or some sort of vessel, that you could actually move northeast out of that hex. Understand?
Interesting. Okay.
So that's a barrier.
Right.
Okay. So that's just to kind of set it up as what you're seeing is this massive floodplain, two huge rivers diverging, all sorts of reeds and marshes and things like that in that area, and just birds everywhere, like wading birds. It's quite beautiful. But you're being assaulted by this wind, and as you kind of take this in, you're all shivering and keeping your cloaks about you as you're and the forces are stamping their feet. The wind actually takes on a physical form and manifests as a blue and white, shaggy furred hound.
Ooh. Animos.
An X-Itching, boys.
And it drops, it seems to manifest in the sky and then alight gently on the ground. Almost like it's barely touching the ground, but you see corded muscle like rippling through it as it just slowly stalks up the side of the hill. And there's icy breath just kind of emanating out from its yellow teeth as it stalks towards you.
My friends,
we're going to have to call it there.
Oh, come on.
It is our time to stop, but I feel it like this combat could go on for a while, so I don't want to put us too over time. So I will have to leave it on a cliffhanger, but it's an obvious pickup point for next time. No time skip. We will pick it up in media res next time.
Sweet. Oh, no, I think changing seasons now is good. That's
a good plan. Well, now we're probably not going to do it, but we did actually kind of talk about this because I think, Ted, it was actually you who asked me this in session 0 is what happens if we're in the middle of combat and we end the session? Do we actually want to skip time? Now, we technically could, but then you're going to be leaving the fate of what happens to a die roll. Okay. So we can do that. I don't want to take that agency away from you. So if you would rather kind of just leave it to fate and see sort of what happens. But there would be the slight possibility of a PC dying because of that roll.
I think we should play the combat. I think we should play the combat, but the gambler in me really loves the idea of resolving it in such an extreme fashion. That's really cool. And I kind of want to just put a pin in that. For maybe the most consequential battle of this entire campaign should be resolved that way, is all I'm saying.
Oh, look, we won. Great.
We don't have to decide now. We can decide on Discord if you want, but I just want to make sure that you're aware that is an option in this game that we can do that.
Yeah. I think we have. I mean, I'm strongly in favor of doing it, mostly because I want a chance of capturing one of these dogs. We found out kind of from the last one, kind of a range of like how to do it. Brunor feels bad about killing the last one. And, maybe there's a way that we can try with the collar to subdue this dog instead of just killing it. But
right. So
and there's only one way to find that out.
Fair enough. That makes perfect sense. This is, if you probably gathered, this is the Hound on the Wind. This is Animos. And I believe Sir Meridian has that collar.
Yeah, I do. I'm wearing it.
And you were wearing it. Yeah.
So I know. So we have Ted, you're still kind of screwed, right? Like you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're both still affected by the Hound within.
Nothing's ever gone wrong
like
for
his
us.
exhaustion level or whatever.
He's
it is.
I have
impaired.
no spirit.
Yeah.
So Meridian, are you good now? Do I need to take your crow away?
No, I have full vigor, full clarity. I have 12 out of 15 spirit.
Right, you had no
So I
vigor
only
though.
have 1 out of 3.
So you can take my crow away. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. So only Sir Aurelius has a 0 in his score, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Sir Aurelius would still be at impaired. Okay. So we'll pick it up there next time. Sounds good. All right. Thank you everyone for watching and or listening. This has been episode 9 of our Mythic Bastionland campaign, the Adamant Expanse. Thank you so much. Special thanks, of course, go out to all of our paid tier subscribers on Patreon. That would be our explorers, our delvers, and of course, especially our conquerors. Michael has the distinct pleasure tonight to read those names aloud. Go forth.
Thank you. We have a new one. Gaul. Gaul. Gaul.
Welcome.
Cool.
Welcome.
Is he a Frenchman?
Bonjour. Then we have Ethan Sandweiss, Bad Quail Games, Black Knife Media, Noah Green, Lost Among the Stars, Phytobot, Reluctant Artsy, Bastionland, Menelaus, Governor of Schadenguard, Dapper Dinosaur, Beerwin, Glintwine, Incuna, Incunabuli.
Oh boy.
Give it to me one more time.
It's like the new Radishman.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Incunabuli.
Somebody give it to me the right way. What is it?
Incunabuli.
Whatever. Scoom, Bad Boy Amboise and his boisterous band of bawdy balladeers. That one I had no
Nice.
problem with. Lucifer, Chris Ackroyd, Jaron Goodman, 3C_273, Narrative Erection, Adam McKinney, Gong Farmer David, Heath Gordon, Soul Slur, Ryan Gunter, Chris Harvey, Bren Kneecleaver, Sorcerius, Bob Toasters, Chris Milan DM, Cranbox, Oxian, Erica, Hunkering Like Commoners, One Glory Ain't It, John Mic Drop. Awkward silence. Dogleaf, good old dirty biggest stickus. Z-Bill, John Buchek, Eric Mader, Mark Dyson, Carl Stephenson, Necrotic Gnome, Derek B, Bob Seeger's Night Moves, Eric Manley, Iron Fox Gaming, Boogie Knight, Jeff, Jofo, Brutes Monkeys, the Hot Dog Night of the 7-Eleven Rolling Table, the Mighty Martian, Noah, Twee Little Wings of Justice, Brett Sullivan, Desiree Marcel, Grizzlos Goblianos, Chris Rao, Benjamin, Steve of Bill and Steve, King of Jupes, Todd, Hex Brawler Jake and his danked up miasma jam band. That's a good one. Steve, Jeff Marino, Robert Kirkland, Eric Tsunami MD, Yesterday's Glory, Richard Barton, Christian Carter, Dungeon Maestro, Tucker Kid, Good Night, James, Chris Loricella, John Hooker, Mordrew, Zachary Hall, Saps, David L, Papa Bear DM, Zach Shiflett, Mercury 605, Squire Quinn, The Knight of Davids, Procyon, Dakota Nielsen, Muzz J. Grobliano, Cameron Moss, Stephen Kiesenberry, John and La Logan Kabrowskis, Bruiser J. Gobliano / Mud Clump, Phil, 3 Rudishvins in a trench coat, Rocket Frog Eric, Psy, the Socratic Surfer, the Socratic Circle, Jeff Szymanski, Eric Lawson, Mando NZ, Faisal Bouchwareb, Jimbo WA, Slimy Tentacles got nothing on these goats. It's nasty. Andrew Schroker, Jason Jones, MM, Michael Schilling, Stefano Di Maiolo, Ash Gabrielle, Chongus, Ain't No Hex Brawling Without Josh and Jake, Arno, Iona, Michael Walker, Han Dandler, Sean Ellis, Summon Toast, Too Rude, Too Ishvin, R. Cabral, Dungeon Heart Adam, Scott Yearsley, Kick Maniac, Dire Grew, Tom Eric Gerritsen, Matthew Mattis, Mads the Danish Matt Dwarfs Better Than Mike, Matt Walsh, and Matt Young.
Nicely done. But Mike skipped one person, so I want to get in their due, AJ. So props to AJ too. It's okay.
Props to
I
AJ.
just want to make sure everyone gets their
AJ, sorry.
It's all good.
I also really like the Surfer. That's a good one.
Yeah, the Socratic Surfer actually sounds like a really cool character.
Thinking about it.
For sure.
Yeah, for real. Tuck that one away for a little seed. Cool. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your continued support. We really do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great week, and we will see you next time. Adios.
See you later. Thank you, John.
John.
Thanks, John.